besties, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lindsay, and on this channel we cover all things beauty and a whole lot of fragrance content. I'm so happy, like it's so refreshing to again be face to face with you guys after healing from my wisdom teeth being removed on the right side. There still is some discomfort, so if my speech sounds a little different, please bear with me on that. I do also have to go back to get my left removed soon as well, but I'm very happy to finally be back, and I just hope you guys are happy as well to have me. So in today's video, first of all, before I talk about it, I'll tell you what it is. You guys already see by the title, I'm so silly. We're talking about the new Carolina Herrera Good Girl Blush Elixir, which y'all, I have so many thoughts, but first, quick random mention, I do want to say I just ordered this from Max Aroma. This is Ylang Gold from M. Micallef. I've wanted this fragrance for a long time. Speaking of Ylang, because that is very prominent in this fragrance. I love the packaging of this scent, number one, and I'm so excited to rock it for the summer. It smells incredible. The vanilla in here, it's very tropical. It is, oh my gosh, gorgeous. But I do want to mention that this happened right here, I guess, in shipping, so I'm a little bummed out about that because this wasn't cheap, but I will say the smell makes up for it all. Like, I am not going to return this to get a new bottle or anything like that because I love the smell so much. It's top tier. I will say when I wore it yesterday, it didn't seem to last the longest or be the strongest in projecting after the first few hours, so maybe I didn't overspray as much as I needed to. And if you did see my recent reel, I did mention that with this fragrance, you do want to make sure you don't put it on your clothes unless you want your clothes to be covered in gold flakes. It's very, very shimmery but beautiful, so I wanted to mention it. Back to the topic of conversation, we have Good Girl Blush Elixir. Good Girl Blush Elixir is a flanker of a flanker. So Good Girl Blush is a flanker of the Good Girl Perfume, which I really do love. Even though I don't own it in my collection, this one, after smelling them all, was just a bit more me. I love this. It's so graceful, it's so light and feminine and girly, and like, I always say it, but the epitome of femininity. This does dry down to smell similar to the original, but it has more of a pink vibe to it. I really enjoy. It opens up with this bright, beautiful bergamot. I'm actually going to put this one on my right side. It opens up with this bright, beautiful, lively bergamot and this really beautiful, soft, fresh peony. Oh my goodness. And as it dries down more, you get the ylang. You get this really creamy, delicious vanilla. Overall, it is a really nice, sweet, soft, floral, creamy fragrance. I really enjoy Good Girl Blush, and I think it is a staple in my collection. Literally phenomenal. I cannot get enough of this scent. I've wore it so much, it's literally like down to here. I've used half so far, and I see myself going through this year and needing a new bottle. I'm in love with it. Now, Good Girl Blush Elixir, I also want to say I feel like the bottles do a really great job of representing the fragrances. I feel like Good Girl Blush Elixir, if you look at them side by side, this one's a little taller and it's a little bit more sleek, and you do have that black to pink ombre. So for me, this one is just giving pretty girl. This one is giving like pretty girl, but she has an edge to her. She's a little more complex. I do want to mention that there was a price increase before I do expand on my thoughts of the fragrance. So because this is an elixir, there is a price increase, which I feel like is fair. If there's more oil and they're upcharging, I'm not too mad at that. Now, these are not cheap to begin with, but I do just want to let you guys know. So for example, for the 1 fluid ounce, which is what I have of the Good Girl Blush, it was $94, but with this one it was $100. So there was a $6 increase for the 1.7 fluid ounce, $135 for the blush, $140 for the elixir, and then for the 3.4 fluid ounce, $170 for the elixir, and the blush was $165. So about a $5 increase on all of the bottles for it being more oil. The top notes are bergamot, mandarin orange, middle notes are ylang ylang and rose, and the base notes are patchouli and vanilla. So they took out the peony and gave us rose, which I don't mind. I think rose is very romantic, and it definitely is in this scent, very sexy and beautiful. And they gave us patchouli, which again, for me, depending on how it's done, it can either be a green, woody, earthy mess, or it can be very, very grounding and very, to me, like I said, sexy and appealing. For me, I feel like it works really nicely in the scent, I'm not gonna lie. They did give us mandarin orange on top of that bergamot, which I do get in the opening. It still has that citrusy, fresh opening that I do enjoy, but I feel like I do get more ylang ylang, more yellow floral in this scent, and overall it smells more grown up, you know what I mean? It smells more intense to me. It smells a little bit more passionate, I want to say. Like, I feel like this, if this is your day date perfume, I like this one enough, even though I feel like it doesn't have that much, it's not super sexy to me. It's very feminine and light. I still love it for date nights because I think you just smell like the most beautiful woman in the world. And it is a little sexy, like I said, towards the base, but not quite. This one I like because that patchouli is giving it that, like, it's giving it that complexity. It's giving it that heel. Do you know what I'm saying? It's giving it that moment, which I really do appreciate. So yeah, if this is your day date, I feel like this one could be your date night. With that being said, even though there is patchouli, I will say it's not a fragrance that is still too mature or too sexy. There's still a light softness to this scent, but you do have that earthy, woody addition to it, which, like I said, kind of gives it teeth. I really do like that in the scent. I feel like it's so beautiful. Like I said, with that vanilla coming through, it still has that creaminess, but it's not quite as soft as I would say Good Girl Blush is, right? So like, I'm happy to have both in my collection. I feel like that's gonna be a question. Do they have a similarity, especially as they dry down? Yes, but I do find them different enough in my opinion. Oh my gosh, it's so good. You know what? I almost get something a little lipsticky from this scent as well. It's so, so sexy. It does have that sexy oomph that I feel like the original Good Girl does not have as heavily. Oh my goodness. This is like who I want to marry, you know what I'm saying? And this is like who you know where I'm going with that. So like for me, I mean, but again, they both have that really beautiful, soft, like girly quality to them. I just feel like this one is more hot and heavy, if that makes sense. So for example, Good Girl Blush Elixir is to Good Girl Blush as Parfums de Marly Delina Exclusive is to Delina in a way, because for me, Delina is a little bit more just like a gorgeous woman, whereas I feel like Delina Exclusive is a little bit more sexy, but still very beautiful, very soft. You'd still want to marry that woman, but it's given a little bit more sexy, luxurious, and bougie. The other thing I want to mention is, of course, longevity and projection. I can't speak on that too much as I've only been testing the fragrance for about 2 days. I only wore it like all over one day, but when I did, I felt that this fragrance did have better performance than my Good Girl Blush. With that being said, Good Girl Blush, I get really great longevity, but I don't get the best projection. I felt like the projection on this fragrance was a bit better, but not by much, I will say. So just putting that out there, that's the last thing to mention. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the good things, and let me know down below if you've got your nose on Good Girl Blush Elixir. Are you going to pick it up? Maybe wait until the Sephora sale, honestly, but I will link everything down below. Bye!